Alright everybody, what's going on? It's Jack and welcome back to another video. So, let us talk about Call of Duty 2020 here for a minute. Now, we haven't really had any official brand new information by Activision and the devs, other than the fact that we are indeed getting a Call of Duty 2020, a new Call of Duty being released this year in 2020. It's probably going to be delayed by like a month and a half or so. But nothing really is going to stop the Call of Duty train, man. I mean, when it comes to finances and shit, it's basically like a train. You're either going to get on board or you're not. And the thing is, Activision and the developers and the Call of Duty franchise have enough popularity and brains to find a way to sucker people in, despite the fact that the game may or may not play like shit or may not be complete or whatever the deal is. These guys, this is what they do, okay? So, and it's May. Well, it's almost May. We're about a week or so away from May, and we haven't really received any official brand new information other than that. No gameplay, none of that stuff. So with that being said, I think it won't be much longer until we get that information. So let's talk about it. Now, we already know through the Gaming Revolution and leaks or whatnot, and again, with every leak, despite the fact that the Gaming Revolution himself has been pretty much very accurate, we still got to take a few things with a grain of salt, especially since we don't know jack fucking shit up until now besides that and besides the rumors and stuff like that. So we gotta at least hold our horses to a certain degree, right? But we do know, and if this is indeed true, which makes sense that it is, because as you guys know, the developers have less time to finish Call of Duty 2020, and then you've got Raven and Sledgehammer that were pretty much getting in fistfights during the development of the game, and Treyarch was called in to assist and also simultaneously take over, whatever the deal is. So the thing is this: when you put it all together, and as well as the information that we've gotten from the Gaming Revolution saying that it's going to be based off of the Modern Warfare engine, you know what, guys? We actually have to consider the fact that the game itself does have a possibility of playing like Modern Warfare. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm one of those people that doesn't. I'm not really a fan of a game that doesn't cater to all playstyles and that's just plays to a certain playstyle, unless the game itself was like kind of like a Quake style of game, to where it's basically like you're supposed to move around. You know, I mean, personally speaking, I mean, if that was the only style that was catered, moving around, then okay, I'd be all for it. But the fact that the game really caters to the camping and passive play style or whatnot is just really not my cup of tea, as well as the gameplay decision elements that they've put into the game to support that, as well as the design decisions that really protect the noob in ways that we haven't seen amplified to this effect. But anyway, because of the fact that even Black Ops 4 itself wasn't released finished. I mean, if you look at it graphically compared to, I know graphics aren't everything, guys, but if you look at it compared graphically to Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4 was definitely unfinished. If you look at it from a content standpoint, in terms of, you know, the guns, the maps, and everything like that, Black Ops 4 was unfinished. Now, with the maps, they only got to a decent map count simply because they cut and paste a few of them from Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 1. So the thing is, it really does make a lot of sense if a game is not going to get released, or if a game is going to have trouble getting released on time, whether it's due to pandemic or whether it's due to both of the studios not agreeing with things to a point to where where they're ready to fist fight each other. Whatever the deal is, whatever the reason there's a delay, the thing is that we have to understand that we can expect some cut and paste. And we're not necessarily talking about the engine itself. We're talking everything else that comes with that engine, because all these things that they put into the game. Now, I'm not a tech expert or anything like that, but I have seen plenty behind the scenes and making of plenty of the video games out there, and all I can tell you is that it takes a lot of time even to get like a simple concept into your game, and then on top of that, you got to get it to work right. And then there's everything in between. There's a lot of things that go into making a video game, especially when it comes to making sure it works right, the way you've designed it to work, and everything in between. There's programming involved and all that other shit. So it takes a lot of time. And one of the things that they haven't had that's been pretty apparent is time. They haven't really had a lot of time. So, and again, going back to Black Ops 4, I mean, it really was unfinished, and there was a lot, and they even kept some of the elements that they have put into the game in the first place, of what they had planned with that game, which was basically a Rainbow Six Siege and a Overwatch hybrid of some kind. Like, for instance, the EKIA, the 50 health, the 150 health, the stim shot and things like that. I'm sure that had something to do with the game originally that they were going to make before they got shut down by early play testers, which I've said to be professional Call of Duty players that got called in. So you put that together, and as well as Activision, it's, you know, there's reasons for everything, and we've already gotten reasons as to why the game may suffer. Now, whatever suffering means really is up to the player. For me personally, if we get another game like Modern Warfare, to me that's a problem. I do know, and at the same time, guys, even going back further to Infinite Warfare, one way or another, they were going to make 3 advanced movement games in a row. It's simple as that. They were going to make 3 advanced movement games in a row, despite the fact that the majority of the community wanted to go back to boots on the ground after Black Ops 3, despite the fact that Black Ops 3 was very well received, yada, yada, yada. They were going to make 3 advanced movement games, period. That was the time to do it. That's what they had planned. That's what Activision had planned and wanted to do. So it didn't really matter what the community wanted. We were going to get what we got in the first place, and wham bam. And the only reason, and that's why we got Modern Warfare Remastered as well. That's why we got Modern Warfare Remastered when Infinite Warfare came out, because the community was crying for boots on the ground, but they didn't plan on doing it, so they sufficed with that instead. For some people, that was enough, and for some people, it definitely wasn't. So it really is possible that it is going to be the tri-year or the 3-year cycle of basically the camping play style. And a lot of people, there are a lot of people that are playing, like every single time. You know, I mean, the thing is, sometimes I leave my laptop on and I fall asleep. And when I wake up, my laptop is always on somebody out there playing Warzone all fucking night. And I don't watch Warzone. I don't like to watch Warzone. And it just pops up. Things like that pop up in my recommendations. I'm like, why? But anyway, it's like I go to sleep watching somebody's video that I want to watch, and then all of a sudden I wake up and there's nothing but a live stream of Warzone or gameplay of Warzone. And the thing is, I don't know where the multiplayer stands in terms of Modern Warfare right now. All I know is that Warzone is popular as fuck. And honestly, I mean, Warzone is not an aggressive type of game. It's a very battle royale games compared to regular multiplayer, except for Modern Warfare, obviously, because Modern Warfare's multiplayer is a very, very, very passive game. Battle royale games compared to the action that you would get in a traditional arcade first-person shooter that caters to all playstyles type of game like Call of Duty is supposed to be. In a regular traditional Call of Duty that caters to all playstyles, you know, it's a lot more of it's a lot more fast-paced. There's a lot more action going on, continuous action. And Battle Royale, that's pretty much, it's not, you know, obviously there's a few versions of Battle Royale that are more fast-paced than others. Like Blackout is obviously faster-paced than Warzone. Fortnite is decently paced, and Apex Legends, I think, is probably the fastest. PUBG is slower. You guys know the deal. So the thing is, you put everything together. It's like, hey, this is what's popular, so why not make multiplayer the same? Because this is what's popular now. Battle Royale is popular, and from their standpoint, they don't see the reason why they shouldn't implement that sort of playstyle into their multiplayer to get even more people to play multiplayer, because it seems that the majority of the community enjoys a campy type of game, enjoys a passive type of game. So, you know, whatever I enjoy, others may not enjoy, and vice versa. So the thing is, what are you guys going to do if this is the case? What if we're going to get 2 more years of Modern Warfare style type of gameplay to where there's doors all over the place, safe spaces all over the place, a fast time to kill, campy and defensive as hell and stuff like that? What are your thoughts on that? And what are you going to do, if anything? Are you going to stick with Call of Duty? Are you going to play other games? Like right now, for the last 3 weeks, I've been playing single player games just to kind of refresh my mind and keep my sanity when it comes to Call of Duty, because, you know, you can only play the older games for so long, and, you know, I don't want to burn out, especially since I run a YouTube channel that is based off of Call of Duty. I really don't want to burn out. And yet again, there's plenty of gameplay to go around in terms of the amount of gameplay I've got, and at the same time, it really is. It's no big deal for me to hop on Infinite Warfare again and just basically play for a pretty long session and get enough gameplay that'll last me for weeks, if not a month or longer. So the thing is that ideas right now, because Call of Duty season is really slow, especially for me, since I don't enjoy Modern Warfare, ideas are kind of running stale. So I'm just trying to put the pieces of this puzzle together to see exactly what the possibilities are for Call of Duty 2020. And if you pretty much take everything that pretty much I did and put together in this video in terms of what I talked about and the evidence that we've gotten, not just through the Gaming Revolutions leaks, but as well as a couple of the facts that we've gotten in terms of history, what history has provided for us in terms of Black Ops 4, Infinite Warfare, the current Modern Warfare and everything like that. It's like, well, all of this is possible. So as long as it remains possible, I think it's a viable subject to talk about. And it is something that we as a community, whether you're a casual player or a hardcore player or a Call of Duty enthusiast or whatever you want to call it, it is something that we have to consider. So what are you guys going to do if this is the case? And that's it. And what do you think of the possibilities of this being the case are, really? Because remember, we're not the majority. We're the minority. Okay? So anyway, guys, that's all I got for this one. Let me know down in the comment section what your thoughts and your opinions are on the subject and how you feel about it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I could do to make my videos better. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.